Hi, my name is Thomas Thoreau of Great Dane Yoga, and welcome to this short tutorial on Ujai breathing. So an Ujai breath is a breath that we use a lot in my lineage in Vinyasa yoga and in Ashtanga and all these sort of like active, dynamic forms of yoga. And what it is essentially an active, full-bodied inhalation, an active, full-bodied exhalation, and then a little bit of a restriction in the back of the throat that gives it that characteristic sound and also gives it its name, like ocean breath, and some people call it the warrior breath. Now let's break that down and see what it is. So let's start with what is a full-bodied active inhalation. So to get a feel of what an active inhalation is, try and exhale your lungs completely, really empty out all the air from the lungs. And when the lungs are completely empty, just relax your musculatures. And you will find that your lungs will automatically fill about halfway, maybe a little bit more. And then from there, use the muscles, activate the muscles around the ribs to really pull the rest of the air in so you're filling the lungs completely. So that's an active inhalation. Let's try that one more time. So to begin with, empty out the lungs completely for your lungs, really empty them out. Relax. And then fill up the rest. So that's an active inhalation. An active exhalation is really the same thing, but just in reverse. So if you start by really filling up your lungs, filling up the whole body with breath, so you can't get any more breath in, and then just relax. And then you will find that the lungs will be about halfway or so empty. And then for the rest of the exhalation, really press out all the air. Let's try that again. Take a deep inhalation, fill up everything, an active inhalation. Relax the muscles. And then press the rest of the air out. So that's an active inhalation and an active exhalation. And when we're saying full body, what that really means is just that we're breathing as deep as we can. So you quite often hear people saying things like breathe into the belly or breathe into the lower back. And it's basically just trying to get the breath as deep into our lungs as we can so that the diaphragm presses down and it presses the organs out of the way. Now when we do these breaths, sometimes we might find we have tension in the back or in the belly and it's difficult to breathe that deeply. And if that's the case, I recommend just focus on the exhalation, really get the air out of the lungs, and eventually the inhalation will start opening out as we're working more. Now for the last aspect of the breath, this restriction in the back of the throat, the way I like to teach it is think about it as you're pronouncing a silent R internally to yourself. So what we do with the soft palate is basically the same position as when we're pronouncing the sound R. So if you, to begin with, take a deep inhalation, and then as you exhale, whisper a silent R. Do that one more time. And then one more time, deep inhalation. As you exhale, whisper the silent R, and halfway through the exhalation, close the mouth. And then inhale and exhale in and out through the nose, still whispering that silent R. And essentially, that is the Ujai Breath. You might have different approaches to it, different schools have different ways of teaching it, but this is my take on it. And you may find that when you first work with it, that it's easier to focus on creating the sound on the exhalation. The best way to work with it is simply just to play with it as you practice. So use the breath as you're moving, and as you progress with the breath, you can bring in bandha work with the Ujai Breath, and I might do a tutorial on that later on. But for now, have fun with playing with the Ujai Breath. Do drop me any comments or questions or anything below, or through my website. Check it out, greatdaneyoga.com, or yeah, reach out, join one of my online classes.